At the lower house, there is a growing support for an 8 billion peso augmentation fund for the rehabilitation of quake-devastated Bohol and Cebu. The independent bloc is also supporting the proposed creation of a Visayas Rehabilitation Commission to oversee reconstruction efforts. Freddie Abando reports.
Politics has been set aside by the House Independent Bloc to express their commitment to the President's call for unity in addressing the needs of the victims of the 7.2 earthquake in Bohol and Cebu. In fact, Al-Bacado Party List Congressman Jonathan de la Cruz expressed support for Budget Secretary Florencio Abad's proposal for an augmentation fund of 8 billion pesos to cover relief, rehabilitation, and reconstruction efforts for areas devastated by the temblor. De la Cruz pushed for a bill for augmentation to be sourced from savings of the national government from this year's current budget.
What we should be doing is doing the right thing. Number one, let us estimate the damage, let us come out with a supplemental budget, and let the President certify that there is an urgency to a disaster fund immediately for 2013. And then for the 2014, let us discuss it now.
We have savings. We can draw from savings, and I think we have enough savings to fund the total requirements for relief and rehabilitation in Bohol.
What about reconstruction? Because that's what would be...
Including reconstruction. Because, you know, in August we had a surplus of 22 billion. So, I mean, we are amply provided for. And, you know, the revenue collections have been improving. September collection is increased by another 20%. So, I mean, we are liquid enough to be able to take care of the contingencies like what happened in Bohol.
The independent bloc also proposed a bill which will create the Visayas Rehabilitation Commission to oversee the reconstruction efforts. It is a proposed funding of 25 billion pesos to cover a period of 5 years, similar to the Pinatubo Commission which led to the reconstruction and recovery of Central Luzon in the early 90s. The reconstruction will be massive. The repair of school buildings and key government structures, the infrastructure network of Bohol and Cebu to include roads, bridges, and ports, the rebuilding and restoration of centuries-old churches and housing.
The bill, which was initiated by the bloc in coordination with Bohol representatives Arthur Yap, Aris Aumentado, and hopefully Congressman Radampagos, and Cebu City Congressman Raul Del Mar, the bill would appropriate 25 billion pesos for the aid, relief, rehabilitation, and livelihood services, as well as infrastructure and housing programs for the victims of the October 15th earthquake.
Congressman Albi Benitez, chairman of the Committee on Housing and Development, proposed a bill that will set the standards for the construction of settlements to ensure they can withstand the forces of nature's fury.
The direction of the national government is to empower LGUs, most of government agencies, to have better planning facilities and resources, so that we don't put our people at risk, in danger, in areas where they should not be building houses.
In the meantime, the GSIS Baird calamity loans are directly served to members in Bohol. Each member is provided 20,000 pesos calamity loan. For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.